Hi, my name is Frankie. Thank you for listening to my mom. I never listen.
Pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Cardinal, Tara VanDerveer. Coach, thank you so much for being a part of our first podcast, Nothing But Net with Debbie Antonelli. You're on the clock, Coach. You're on the clock. You're on the spot, too.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Debbie. Just for everyone watching or listening, hope you're all well and your families are well. And, I'm not sure when this will be broadcast, but happy Thanksgiving. And, through this really very, very challenging time for everyone in our country, we still have a lot to be thankful for. So, we're excited, Debbie. We might even play tomorrow.
I hope so, Coach. When you talk about being grateful, what are you most grateful for? You've been coaching the game a long time. If I asked you to name every player that played for you at Stanford, I believe you could do it.
Well, I might be challenged, but I think just having the opportunity, I grew up as a young girl loving the game of basketball. Just, I don't know, I was just crazy about it. I can't even tell you why, but to be able to live my life in the gym, I'm a pig in slop. I mean, it's just I don't, it just beats working for a living, so it's really, I love where I work. I love being in the gym with our team, and, the thought of having a game tomorrow, I'm going to wake up like a kid waking up for Christmas. I'm really excited.
Yeah, we're taping this on the eve of college basketball kicking off on Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving. So, Coach, let's talk about your team. Number 2 in the country, one of the best point guards in the nation, in Keanu Williams. What do you like most about what you've seen so far?
Well, Debbie, for me, they're the number one team. And I don't mean comparing them to any other team, but I love being in the gym with this group. Through all the hardships that COVID has presented us with, I think our team has really responded. I've seen great leadership from our upperclassmen. I've just seen great mentorship from our upperclassmen for our freshmen. This has been a really, really hard time. Our freshmen are isolated. You're not eating meals. You're getting all your meals to go. You're getting tested 8 times a week. This is not a regular college experience, and it's just basketball. At least when we're in the gym, we feel some sort of normalcy. So I love everything about our team. How hard they're working. Just how much they care about each other, and just how much fun it is.
When you talk about the players having some unique experiences this year, and especially the freshmen, because this is certainly not anything that they had ever signed up for, not knowing exactly how COVID was going to impact our country and for this long. You told me that your players are on campus, they're living in a dorm, the football players and the men's basketball players are on campus. What has that been like? You said you get normalcy and that 2 or 3 hour block, but what about the rest of the day?
They're on Zoom. All the classes are Zoom. Like last year at this time, I didn't even know what Zoom was. If I'd had half a brain, I would have invested in it. But they're on their Zoom classes. They go and get their meals. Every time they go out of their room, they're wearing a mask. They ride their bike over and get tested in the morning. Go back to their dorm room, then come back for practice. The training room, nothing is the same. I mean, we've had to be adaptable to COVID, but we're thankful that we are in the gym and we're with each other. But I think it's very challenging.
When you think about having to be adaptable and flexible, and I heard you on the Pac-12 media call say flexible is your middle name right now. When you think about the ability to adapt inside the culture that you've already created, because obviously with all of your success, you have certain pillars that you operate by. How do those two mesh, or do they mesh?
You know, um, I think probably one of the things that, if we say, there's the Stanford way, if there's a Stanford way of doing things, um, I I guess I would like to say that one of the things is, if there's a pillar, it's discipline. And this COVID is challenging everyone's discipline. Yeah, we want to go out to a restaurant, but no, we don't. Yeah, maybe, you want to do some, you want to meet up with your friends, but no, you don't. So, one of the things that we have as a team is the pain of discipline is far less than the pain of regret. We're just trying to do anything that we can to get through this time together to be able to play. I think also, um, there's a, if there's a Stanford way to do things, it's to really care about your teammates, that you're not just, we're not just down there dribbling and shooting together, but we're a true team, and teammates are a family. And this is a challenging family time. This is, your basketball family's got to be your family, because you can't go see your own parents. Our team is basically giving up going home for Christmas because they know it's not safe. So there are huge sacrifices that our student athletes and our coaches and our staff are making to try to play basketball.
When you think about some of the sacrifice that you're making, your team is making, the players, do you sense that they are leaning towards complaining about having to do things a different way, or do you sense a greater level of gratitude and maybe passion to get to play?
Um, if there's complaining, I don't hear it. Um, I think that they understand this is the only way that we can do it this year, and I think there is a sense of, you know, we might get to play a game. So I think they're very excited about the opportunity to play a game and to play against, to play together, to be on a team, to, even though we'll be sitting 6 feet away from each other, to be cheering for each other, and, to play an opponent, which is different than playing in practice.
I get that sense with coaches that I've spoken to. They're excited about playing. Their players are passionate. They've had to do some things a little differently in the off season to get ready. And I think the players have really sort of dug deep and found out why they play. I think they have a pure passion for it. And I know you have an incredible passion to coach. And I know you provide leadership and mentorship for other coaches in our game. And I know that's something that's really important to you, especially the coaches in the Pac 12. For years we talked about Stanford and you sort of waving the banner for all Pac 12 West Coast basketball. And now the league has really, really developed where you've helped the league grow so much that you haven't won the regular season in the Pac 12 in 7 years. Yet you're the number 2 team in the country this year. You have 12 Final Fours. You've got 22 Pac 12 championships. And yet you still are working and teaching and coaching and thriving to try to find a way to help your teams win. Why is that? And after all these years, what keeps you going?
Uh, you know, it's just fun. It's fun, and I think the challenge is always to, help develop young players. You want to see. It's kind of, you want to see where it's going to go. You want to see how good they can be. You want to help them be the best they can be, and it's fun to be in the gym, and with a game that's always a puzzle to put together. And our team, I think our conference has always been a great conference, and with the Pac-12 network, I think more people have gotten to see what a great conference we have, and we've always had great players. But now I think it really is special with the number of great players we have and the number of great coaches that we have.
Coach, I've known you for a long time, and I've had a great opportunity and pleasure to cover your teams. And I always learn something when I do. And I learn something from you every time I talk to you. You're the only coach in my computer that I have a document called Tara. And every time I speak to you, it feels like I add to it because I learned something about you. You're very interesting. You're very interesting because you have a lot of interests.
I
I don't
do.
even know where to start. Should we start with tell us about your water skiing adventures? Tell us about that, or and then tell us about bridge. I want to know about those two things because we all know you played the piano and cut all these CDs.
Debbie, I guess I'm a person of variety. I love basketball, and I'm all in during our season and working and coaching and recruiting and everything we have to do. But I do love I do have a lot of interests, and so water skiing has something I did when I was in the third grade, and it actually taught me something about basketball. I wanted to water ski more than anything when I was a little girl. but my dad, we never had a boat, but my dad would never allow me to ski with anyone else because he was afraid they weren't safe drivers. But finally, I got to ski with this family called the White Brothers. And I had pictured water skiing in my mind so much that the very first time I water skied, I dropped the ski and I skied on one. So I got up right away and I skied on one. And the boys were like shocked. They were totally amazed. This summer I kept a journal. I water skied 93 days. So, and usually when I ski 2 or 3 times or 4 or 5 times, even, runs, but I went 93 days, and it's just something I love to do. And it's when I'm out there, I just love it. And, so I think sometimes you've got to have other things besides basketball to keep yourself fresh. So one of the things with the pandemic, you said about bridge, bridge is the ultimate card game in my mind. It's really fascinating, absolutely, really, really complex game. I'm not saying I'm good, but I love to play. And when my mom is 93 and another 93, but she, during the pandemic, she lives by herself. And I just thought, I've got to do something to help her, not become too lonely or depressed. So my sister and a friend of mine, we play bridge with my mom every single day for an hour or 2 hours. And I'm on today at 5 o'clock my time to play with my mom. And it's really given her something to look forward to. So, I like to swim. I don't know. I've been going to the pool because I have to go over to the school to get testing. And I'm in the swimming lane. I'm in the pool with Katie Ledecky and Simone Manuel. I'm like, if that doesn't motivate you, nothing will, And, if anyone if anyone's a Peloton fan, I love doing my Peloton workouts, just reading, all kinds of things, having fun. So,
Riding your bike to work, that's, I think, really interesting. You don't do that every day, do you?
well, not if it's raining or not if I have to come home when it's dark. I don't want to ride in the dark. I know there are lights and stuff, but I don't feel safe. And but I love riding, and um, riding over to the pool in the morning is really fun.
So when you're in the lane and Katie Ledecky and Simone Manuel are swimming next to you, what's that experience like?
I swim as fast as I can, but it's never fast enough. But we'll turn around at the wall and I'll take a couple strokes and they're already way at the other wall. They're amazing. They're amazing. They're very inspirational. If I just talk to them and they spoke with our team, to know the sacrifices that they're making, for the Olympics. It's really, that's one of the fun things about Stanford. You're around all these other just incredible athletes, incredible coaches. So it's really fun.
And when you play bridge, are you always a partner with your mother?
No, actually, my mother and my sister are partners, and I'm partners with my friend Vicky. And um, but I'll sometimes we play against we'll pick up and play against other people too. But usually it's my mother and my sister play together.
Well, I know you mentioned Olympics. You've got you're in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. I got pretty excited during your Hall of Fame speech, Tara, because you mentioned that you had read the book, The Outliers, and I couldn't believe sitting at home that I had actually read a similar book. I had read the same book that you read. And
Yeah.
I felt instantly smarter just because you and I had read the same book. Um, you're very philanthropic. You have many causes that are near and dear to your heart, and one is trying to help young women
Mhm.
in all of sport and all level that want to become coaches. Why do you feel so passionate about it, and why do you use your voice for that?
Well, the Women's Sports Foundation has started a legacy fund, which, it's thanks to them. I mean, I've given some money to it, but a lot of people have given a lot more money than me to help mentor like maybe 10 young coaches a year, women coaches that want to. I think we have to just flood the pipeline with great young coaches. And, this is for all sports, and not just for basketball. The greedy side of me wishes it were just for basketball. But it's really a great. The Women's Sports Foundation is just a great organization, and they, they're making this kind of a dream come true. And it was, I think it was Larry Scott's idea. He's a Pac-12 commissioner. He's on the board of the Women's Sports Foundation, and Billie Jean King. It's like people that are just, I'm just like in awe of are just, supporting this project, and it's really exciting. I'm a supporter of as you know, I think the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, and just, wanting to recognize, so bring young women into women's basketball and recognize, the older coaches and players for their great contributions to the game.
Well, there's not many things on your checklist that you haven't done, and you're getting ready to accomplish another milestone. And I know you don't like to talk about all this, but I'm going to get you before the paparazzi get you. You need 4 wins to tie Pat Summitt, your great friend, 5 to pass her as the all-time winningest coach on the women's side. What does something like that mean to you when you think about the legacy that you're leaving and all the wonderful young women that have had the opportunity to play for you, and that you're going to accomplish that milestone this season?
Well, we hope that we play games, and that would be fun to play games. And obviously, you play to play to win. So I hope we do win, and I hope that that goal is accomplished. Not for me, but just for the fact that we're playing and our team is playing. I do know Pat, and I think I told you the story where in the arena in Knoxville, she came out before the game, and it was I think the last game that I coached there against her, and she really totally caught me off guard. I said to her, Pat, look at this amazing arena filled with orange, which I hate the color orange, but here all these people are here to watch your team play, and instead of making a comment about that, she turned to me and she said, Tara, I love you. And I'm like, whoa, it just totally caught me off guard. But, I know that had she lived, I'd still be in her dust, chasing that record. But to me, it's I'm because of playing Tennessee, we're a better team and I'm a better coach. When you play against the best, you become better yourself. And if it happens this year, it'll be something I think really special, because women's basketball is really special. And to coach as long as I have, I've had great staff, great players, great administrators, and I work at a great university. So, I ought to be able to get it done.
Well, you've done it in the past, so you know what it looks like. You've won a couple of national championships. As we mentioned, you've been to the Final Four 12 times. You have a team right now in the preseason poll that's seated at number 2 in the country. I didn't see anybody put you any lower than 2. I saw some votes for 1. Tell us a couple of things about your team that we need to watch for this season.
Well, that might have been my mother voting us number 1, but Debbie, it is so early. I think teams that do well are teams that love to play with each other. If it's a team that, I call it COVID crankiness. If COVID and all the restrictions, if people just say this is too much, then we'll be done. I think that you have to have teams that love to play with each other. They don't want it to be over. And last year's championship run was taken away from us, and we didn't have the favorite team going into the tournament. But I think we probably would have been a 2 seed, and we had a legitimate shot at winning. We had played 3 losses, came against a great team in Oregon, and I think that our team this year, potentially could be really, really good if we stay healthy, if we continue to improve, if we love playing with each other, love going to the gym, and there's a championship. So we're hoping for all of those things.
Coach, we're all hoping for that too. We're big fans of yours. We look forward to following you this year. Thanks for being on the podcast. And I'm going to get you on later this season as well, because I know you've never said no to me when I've asked you. So I'm going to keep asking.
All right. Well, Debbie, stay well. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. And, we take it one day at a time and enjoy this wonderful life that we have. And that basketball, being in that gym with that basketball bouncing is something special. So let's hope we can all get back in the gym.
Thank you for everything you do, Tara.
All right. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks, Brian.
Yes, thank you, Coach. It was very nice to meet you.
All right. Hey, wear your mask down there, Brian.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.